So you might have just recently picked up the Avata 2 and you're out filming and you're noticing that you're not getting motion blur. And that is because the Avata 2, even with a FlyMore kit, does not come with ND filters. Now, before you go ahead and buy DJI's ND filters, let me go ahead and tell you about the best filters in town, Freewell. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. It is a beautiful day in May. Today's May 11th. We're almost approaching the holidays here in the United States, Memorial Day weekend, which is the official kickoff to summer. And I'm so excited to share with you today the filters of choice for my DJI Avata 2, and that is Freewell. Neutral density filters, or ND filters, is something that you absolutely need on your devices, whether you're shooting with a Pocket 3 or a GoPro or a drone, the Avata, the Air 3, a mirrorless camera, which I'm filming on now. I have an ND filter installed there now, because you want to make sure that you always or stay as close to the 180-degree rule, which means, and I'm probably tired of explaining this, and you probably already know, but for those friends that do not know, when you're shooting, let's say on the Avata 2 at 60 frames per second, you want to make sure that you can lock that shutter at 120 frames per second. Now, the benefit that you're going to get from doing that over just leaving your camera on an auto picture profile is that you're going to capture the best lighting conditions and also the best motion blur. And motion blur is something that you absolutely want, especially when you have a flying camera such as the Avata 2. The Avata 2 is going to give you some of that dynamic swooping shots low to the ground. And even if you're going, let's say, at 20 miles per hour, if you're going slow and low enough with an ND filter at that 180-degree rule, I promise you that you'll have motion blur in your video. And that's something that we all want. That is the cinematic look, and you cannot achieve that without ND filters. So today, I want to tell you about the Freewell all-day pack, which comes with an ND8, an ND16, an ND32, and 64. This is the everyday all-day pack. This is really all that you need if you just want to, film cinematically with your Avata 2 and you want to make sure that you're capturing the best video quality. Now, the reason why I choose Freewell over some other manufacturers is because Freewell, for me, gives me the best colors. So sometimes, a lot of times actually, when you buy cheaper ND filters, what you'll notice is that you'll get some tinting and some color shifting in your videos. That doesn't happen with Freewell. And yes, Freewell does go ahead and send me these filters for free. So that is another added benefits. But even, for some things such as my mirrorless camera, I do have Freewell filters installed, and those are filters that I did not get for free. It is that I believe in their quality based on testing their filters throughout all my drones, including action cameras and the Pocket 3. So with this filter here, the standard 4-pack is, I'm calling it the all-day pack, because again, it goes from that range of an ND8 all the way to an ND64. And this absolutely handles everything that you need in any sort of lighting condition. So as I mentioned, with the Freewell standard 4-day pack for the Avata 2, you're getting the ultimate image quality, so you can capture your stunning crystal clear footage under bright conditions with the 4 different filters that are included with the pack. The Freewell filters are a perfect match for the Avata 2 because it requires literally effortless installation and removal, and it maintains the drone's sleek design and functionality. It is extremely lightweight, and that is a design that is on purpose because we want to make sure that the Avata 2 balance and aerodynamics is uninterrupted, especially with the gimbal. ND filters from Freewell are always durable and convenient. They're built to last with resistant scratches, and these filters come with a very cool protective case, including a little microfiber cloth to ensure that the filters are protected. Now, the ND8 is ideal for bright days. The ND8 cuts light by 3 stops of exposure for that vibrant footage. The ND16 is my go-to. It is the perfect filter, in my opinion, for every day. It is perfect for sunny conditions, reducing light by 4 stops. And then the ND32 is for those intense sunlight days, like middle of the day, 12 noon, when the sun is at its highest, at its peak. And then the ND64 is for the brightest environment. The ND64 filter minimizes light by 6 stops for that detailed footage that you might need. By the way, the ND32 reduces light by 5 stops, in case I did not mention that. So in today's example, I used the ND16 here at the beach, and I did 2 different flights. So I did my first flight without a filter just to see, the difference in quality. Then the second flight, I went ahead and installed an ND16. I think I was borderline between an ND16 and ND32. Sometimes the ND32 is going to be too dark, and in this case, the ND32 was too dark, so I landed, and then I switched over to the ND16. And the ND16 was at that +1 EV comp. So as long as you know how to color grade, especially if you're shooting in D-Log, that's not a problem. You can always lower the highlights ever so slightly and achieve that cinematic video. Now, there are 2 other filters here that I have with me. And the first one I want to talk to you about is the UV filter. Now, a UV filter, you might think, hey, you might not need this, but a UV filter, not only does it provide sort of that UV protection from the sun and from the rays, it eliminates all those sun rays coming from the sun. But I think more importantly, the reason why I keep a UV filter on all my drones, and by the way, DJI Mavic GPS style drones and the air drones ship with UV filters. The Avata doesn't. But the reason why I want to always fly with a UV filter in those conditions where I don't need an ND filter is because this is going to protect my camera. So the UV filter is not only providing you sort of that UV protection in your film, but it also is protecting your camera. And for that reason, like, why not keep this installed? It's going to make sure that my camera never receives any scratches, or in case of an accident or crash, I don't ruin the camera because I have an extra layer of protection with the UV filter. Now, the last filter that I want to show you here is the Polarizing Filter by Freewell. The Polarizing Filter is a filter that doesn't have any neutral density included. So it is just a straight 0 stops when it comes to, light exposure. But what the Polarizing Filter is going to do is on those days where you don't need an ND filter and you're flying sort of in contrasting environments such as the beach here today, you can use the Polarizing Filter to really bring out that contrasty look. You can use the Polarizing Filter also to reduce glare from, things that reflect, such as glass or water. So in this case here, flying at the beach, I didn't use this today because it is about 1 p.m. and I do need an ND filter. I mean, if I did install the Polarizing Filter, I would have to crank my shutter up, which sometimes is okay, but I prefer that cinematic blur, that cinematic motion. And if I did go ahead and install this polarizer today, this would have definitely made the water more blue, the skies more blue, reduce any glare because of the sun hitting the water. So this is also a really good, convenient filter to have in your pack, in your kit, as you go ahead on your Avata 2 adventures. So now let's go ahead and talk about pricing. So first and foremost, the standard 4-day pack, which again includes all 4 filters that you really need. This is only $49.99 as compared to some of the competitors, including the original filters from DJI, which are sold out everywhere and it's taking forever to ship. This is just $49.99 and you're getting the best quality. In fact, I dare to say that these filters are giving you better true colors, accurate colors, and better quality than the DJI filters are giving you. I haven't tested them. I mean, I did link up with Billy and I did see them, and I did kind of see them through his video, and I see all that blue tint on those filters, which I think the Freewells is not giving based on my testing so far. So next, in terms of pricing, you have the Polarizer filter and the UV filter, and these each are $19.99. Again, there are filters that you may or may not need, but I think, and I strongly recommend at least the UV filter in those days where you want to make sure that you're doing all that you can to protect your camera, protect your gimbal from those risky flights when you are taking risk in, like, you know, flying gaps, etc. And the Polarizer, of course, if you are in contrasting environments often. I think about like my vacations when I go down to the Dominican Republic or Puerto Rico. I want to make sure that I have a Polarizer to ensure that those colors pop. There's a true difference in using a filter such as the Polarizing Filter than trying to fix it in post by increasing your contrast and saturation. You could do that all day long, but those reflections are going to be there. And for that reason, I think $19.99 is not bad. Another thing that I love about Freewell's filters is that they always come in a carrying case, a case included. I like that they're individually. That way I can just take what I need when it comes to the UV and the Polarizer. And for the 4-pack here, this has all the filters that you need right in the case, and they always include this little microfiber cloth, which I think is fantastic because as you're installing this, your fingers are always getting on the filter and you're gonna have to wipe. That is a fact. All right, guys, so the ice cream truck just pulled up right behind me. Let me know what you think. Let me know what questions you may have. You absolutely do need ND filters if you are flying the Avata 2 or any drone for that matter. I love Freewell for all the different reasons that I shared in my video. I think they're a great company, and they also do sponsor this channel by sending me these things for free. So thank you so much, guys, for watching. Again, let me know what questions you have. I do have links below to all these products. There are affiliate links, so make sure that you check them out if you're buying any of these filters. I appreciate it. Again, thank you so much, and until next time, peace.